is about the Zodiac killer, who has had some recent new news, which I will talk about in the end of this video. Okay, so the Zodiac killer is a nickname for a serial killer who was active between the times of December 1968 and October 1969. These crimes took place in the Bay Area, which is located in Northern California by San Francisco. There are 5 known victims of the killer, but he claimed to have murdered 37, and we won't get into that. He began by sending in a series of letters and notes to newspapers in which he threatened to murder citizens, mass murder citizens, if the letters were not printed in those newspapers. Some of the letters were in code. They were called cryptograms or ciphers in what I was reading. Basically, it meant that they had to be decoded in order to find out what he was saying. I saw some sources that said that's where he put his identity, was in the ciphers, and we'll get into them because they're apparently very hard to decode. Okay, so he sent in some of the notes that he sent in, he said that he was killing people in order to keep them as slaves in the afterlife, because he really had no connection to the victims ever. It was always seen to be random. So, his first confirmed killing was of 2 high school students in Benicia, California, on December 20th, 1968. Betty Lou Jensen and David Faraday were on their first official date at a Lover's Lane area around a lake, when their parents noticed they were not home by the curfew of 11 p.m. A passing driver discovered 2 lifeless bodies on the side of the road soon after. Betty Lou was found deceased with 5 bullet wounds in her back. Her boyfriend David was still alive when he was discovered with a bullet to the head, but passed away shortly after. The killer used a .22 caliber semi-automatic pistol. These targets were completely random, supposedly. So, really quick, a couple of my sources, I really just used Wikipedia and like what was listed in the sources of that, and then the History Channel has a full article about this, a timeline. So this next part is all from the History Channel. I didn't even paraphrase because I felt like it was very important. Okay, so this is the next confirmed murder. 22-year-old Darlene Farron was a wife, mother, and popular waitress at a Vallejo restaurant. On July 4th, she picked up a friend, Michael Maggio, and stopped her Corvair, which is the type of car, I believe, I've never heard of that, in the parking lot of a Blue Rock Springs park. Michael later told the police white like shirt with the symbol stitched into the front. So that's literally fucking terrifying. So as he comes up to these two, this is at night, by the way, he said that he had escaped from prison and needed money, and that he also needed their car to go to Mexico. He tied them up with, like clothesline that he had pre-cut and brought with him on the wrists, and then, he stabbed Brian in the back 6 times. He stabbed Cecilia 10 times. Brian managed to survive the attack, but Cecilia succumbed to her injuries 2 days later. Okay. For this murder, I think I might also put a picture of this in here because it's very, very, very eerie. He marked the car with the mode of the murder, so he wrote stabbed, what time and date of the murder on the car door. He also put the Zodiac sign on it. So fucked up. So for this murder as well, he called the police on his own crime and confessed to the murder of both of them. But the call was traced back to a payphone in Napa, California, so it got the police nowhere. The last confirmed murder of the Zodiac is Paul Stein. So, on October 11th, 1969, Stein was shot in the head by the Zodiac as he picked him up as a passenger. Paul was 28 at the time. He was a cab driver in the Bay Area. 2 days later, the Zodiac sends a letter to the San Francisco Chronicle and confesses to the murder of Paul. He attached a piece of Paul's bloodied shirt as evidence. From 1969 to 1974, the Zodiac sent a total of 4 ciphers to newspapers in the Bay Area. By the way, these ciphers are multiple pages. The first couple of pages is in plain text, and then the rest of them are just completely coded. As of 2020, BTW, the last one that has been decoded, was in 2020, and only 2 of them have been decoded. Only 2 of the ciphers have ever been solved. Contained in one is the confession to 37 killings. There's no names, or, clearly they don't know who he's talking about. The police have only confirmed 5 of these. 2 victims, however, did survive, so basically he is the attempted murder of 2 and 5 full murders. Another thing I wanted to mention is that post these confirmed killings, names Air Force veteran Gary Francis posed as the Zodiac killer. There is partial DNA evidence that links him to the murders. He was an original suspect. I'm not entirely sure why he was ruled out. The Zodiac killer's sign that he left at the murders was a crosshairs symbol that could be found on an Air Force plane when shooting out of it. He also reportedly had similar scars on his forehead to the ones described on the killer. But Tom Voigt, a Zodiac investigator, called these claims bullshit and does not believe it's Post who committed the murders. Post passed away in 2018, so we will never truly know if he is the person responsible. That was a lot. I hope you guys enjoyed